Built on the site of a former piano factory, there's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decade since it opened back in 1998. Welcome, everyone, to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're underway from the bank. Return coming from the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. They track him down, but a nice return in the end there, Brock. He's up to the 38.
Ready up.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Set, huh?
They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And he gets a few on the plunge forward. Offense in the hurry up here. They give on second to Kamara. Down the sideline to the 45. And they'll finally bring him down at the 22. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it. And that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
And he's brought down after getting this to the 17 into the red zone. Working quickly here.
Go, hey. Ready.
From the 17. He's on the move. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Now a shotgun handoff to Miller. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. Offense up to the line fast. Lamar now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. He's on the move. And he's tackled for a short gain.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
He has the first over the middle. Finds a seam, left side. He's off to the races. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens finish off their opening drive. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ballgame.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Tucker adds the PAT. And the Ravens respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And some excellent field position awaiting them. That return up close to the 40 before he went out. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up.
Ready?
Here's a give inside to Kamara. His charge towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
Run the ball. Run the ball.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. From the 41. He put some juice on a deep throw down the middle.
With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off the hook with the drop. Saw open space, started running before he was able to watch the ball into his hands.
Slide through.
To the air, 3rd and long. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Ravens are finally stopped on the return, but they'll still take over on the edge of the red zone.
I've not yet in my lifetime come across a defender who hasn't told me how great an offensive player they were back in the day. Oh, you should have seen me as a running back or wide receiver. Well, right there, that defender showed some of that background. A brilliant job of getting into the open field and setting his offense up for success.
On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck. Back at beginning of the 2nd quarter, Ravens in possession. They have it 2nd down, well inside of field goal range. And the hit stuffs him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. No gain here after a gain of only 1, and now they'll face 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap to Jackson. That's caught for the 1st. And in for the Baltimore touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's
Tucker on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Ravens break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And he's out of bounds. Get this, right where the kickoff came from, at the opposing 35-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Ready. Smith, red.
Running left, this is Kamara. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. Groupie adds the extra point. And the Saints tie things up at 14. Raiders groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Deontay Hardy to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Tackled on the play by Cameron Jordan. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Colson Adebo's got it. And the Saints will be down inside the opposing 35 as they take over after that interception. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Here's Rattler. On the move, headed right. He sends... Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens get it back after making their 3rd first-half interception. Well, they had the advantage for a moment, Brock, but turns out that is all just that moment because they throw an interception to give the ball right back.
And for once, both coaches on both sidelines are preaching the same message. Take care of the ball. Not often you see back-to-back plays end in interceptions, and we're right back to where we were just a couple moments ago.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. The Ravens looking for a score before halftime. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Handoff headed right to Henry. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. 2nd and 10 now. Caught by Flowers. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
I'm sure Coach, play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Finding Flowers. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. From the gun, Jackson. Complete, Derrick Henry. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down. Again, it's Jackson to the air. Catch is made in close. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Henry has the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take the lead just before halftime. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Kickoff taken at the 3. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up.
Let's go. Ball red. Cut, cut.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. He's loaded another one up. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he reaches the 30 before going out of bounds. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs. First and 10 after that last highlights. They're at the 30.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
Kamara running out of the gun. And he gets a few on the plunge forward. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for one more snap block, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. It's 44 yards here from the left hash. And he missed it. It's no good. And the deficit stays at 7. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Hardy on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Look at this. The wideout gets in to start this drive. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Assignments were tested, and they were ready for it defensively. That's an excellent stop at the line. And it's going to make this offense seriously question revisiting that call.
They go play fake with Jackson. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
On 1st down, they'll run. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Offense in the hurry up here. Here's 2nd and 14. Forced out to his right. On the move, looking deep down. He's got it inside the 25. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset. Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. give right side to Henry. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Working quickly here. Lamar off the play fake. Rolling out to his left. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. Kool-Aid McKinstry has the INT. And the Saints can only get the return up towards the 10 before they're taken down. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now. They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Now Rattler. Rolling left, buying some time. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. Oh, and they got it back. This play is still live. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock. But now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice. But kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. When you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Looking to throw, Rattler. Look, pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. So we're through three here. It's the Saints' ball. They're down on the scoreboard. Offense staying out here. It's 4th and 11. He's back to throw. He's got it to his running back. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
3-3. Sit, black, still green. Blackford, sit. Ready.
Rattler. Chased out to his right. Now here he goes. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
Blue striker. Red cycle. Cut.
Rattler setting to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
You know, when we watch Combine each and every single year, I hope you get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 yards. Don't watch the ends and the linemen run 40. Watch their first 10, because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there the kind of explosive burst in the first few yards to get home for the big sack.
Offense up to the line fast.
Black open. Black through.
We've got a man in motion.
Red. Set.
Looking to throw. Wilson on a slant. He picks up 28 on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Kamara now on 1st and 10. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Give him 4 yards as we have hit our 2-minute warning. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
Here we go. Claude Ray. Ready.
From the 17. Complete over the middle. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints cut it to a point late in this one. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for two and the lead.
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this two-point conversion, or is he going to lean in his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Hey, report. Middle.
Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Yo. Hey. Sit up.
Running once more with Henry. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
These aren't the plays that will lead highlight reels, but they're the ones that win you ball games. What a nice game by the back, and now his offense can go in any number of directions on 1st and 10.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. The Saints calling for a timeout, so they're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Setting up to pass. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they'll have it a little shy of the 40 as he goes out. They manage 22 on the rip and a 1st down. Back to throw. Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He was looking for Mark Andrews. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. They run. Here's Henry. And they make this stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Justin Tucker out for the field goal. A lot of pressure hovering over this kick. It'll be a 54-yarder from the right hash. Doesn't look like it has the leg, and it falls well short of the posts. And now we'll see if the other sideline can do anything to end it in regulation.
Maybe I'm projected here, Kate, but those seem to be the toughest misses. Whether you're in the stadium, watching it online, you're watching it on TV, you're seeing the kick is online, you're watching at field level as a player and everything looks good. But unfortunately, it just falls short.
And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
Black shot. Ready?
Here he is to throw. Catch made by Alvin Kamara. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Field black. Fight 60. 22 needle. Set.
They run it from the gun with Kamara. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. One final second on that clock. There's a timeout. We'll have to wait just a touch longer to close this one out. So here's Blake Grupe with a game in the balance. One final second on that clock. There's a timeout. We'll have to wait just a touch longer to close this one out. Now out comes the second-year kicker in one of the biggest spots of his young career. Oh, this is going to be close, and it's no good. He hooked it too far left. Man, this has been such a great game. Nobody is ready for it to end just yet. After 4 quarters, we're headed to overtime. And hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. Return coming from the 6. He's got a lane up past the... Flying down the middle with Henry. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
Finish it on! Hey, report! Report! Finish on!
Play action now with Jackson. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
Gets this one to Andrews. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 35 out of that one. And that will set up 1st and goal.
I think every quarterback around the world would agree, Kate. You love throwing a short pass to a tight end and then give that guy a chance to show off his speed in the open field. He outruns defense to make it a much bigger gain.
And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1.
You know, how often do we talk about awareness, and it's always offense, offense, offense? Well, this is a great case for the defensive awareness. The ball went to a secondary ball carrier, and the defense was aware enough to...
And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The Ravens go up by 6. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. Tucker on for the extra point. The extra point is good, and that's a big one. Now their defense just has to defend a 7-point lead here in overtime. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 9. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Let's go!
Now he gets a shot here in overtime. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Clock working against him here as they hurry to that line. From the 28. He puts some power on a deep one left. Really pushing the envelope on second down, but the deep shot doesn't work.
I think it's safe to say that without that ball being tipped, we are looking at a big game. It's a missed opportunity to push that offense, but an even better play defensively to deny the throw.
And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
17. Red, cycle. Ready.
Here's Rattler. Buys time, rolling right. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
From the gun, a give to Miller. And he's brought down after a short gain. Working fast as the clock ticks towards 0. To throw. He's on the move. On the run right, throwing deep down the side. Brought in inside the 20. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints get it down to a single point. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
So the Saints offense staying on the fields. They're going for 2.
Come on, stretch.
He's throwing for it. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Roquan Smith with the pick. So in front of the flock of fans in the stands, the Ravens get the win at home. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. From the automotive capital of the world, we get a look at a venue that pays homage to that industry. Welcome to Ford Field here in Detroit, Michigan. Blake Grupe out and ready to send this away. And we're off and running from Ford Field. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. They give to Montgomery to start the drive. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Going to the ground again on first. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions take a 6-0 lead right away. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Point after up and good for Bates. And the Lions will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Looking up towards the dome. Can't bring it in clean.
You know what? This game is hard. So sometimes catching a break or two in just the right circumstances is a big deal. Sideline could be your best friend as a runner. Because you lose the ball next to it, there's a good chance it could go harmlessly out of bounds.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Rattler to the air now. Escapes the pocket. Connection made with his back deep downfield. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. Rattler back to throw. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Lucky that didn't end as an interception. So it'll be 2nd down.
With the pressure, boy, that sped that whole play up, and it opened up a wide range of outcomes. A hurried throw almost ended up an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Offense in the hurry up here. Throwing is Rattler. Wilson's got it. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. He picks up 15 on the play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Working inside the red zone. He's on the move. And they take this in for the score. The Saints finish off their opening drive. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Craig Reynolds to return it. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On first down, they'll run with Montgomery. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the gun, Goff. Connects on one to Jameson Williams. He comes through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Handoff headed left, Montgomery. Past midfield to the 45. And he has this all the way down to the 29-yard line. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on... Back and beginning the second quarter. Lions in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Give them an even 10 yards on the play. And that gives the Lions the first.
I don't know, kid. I didn't think he had it. That back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the first down. Pops up right away and signals first down.
First give on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap here to Goff. This one's caught. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's Montgomery. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal. Out of the shotgun. Goff. Drops back. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the pressure drives them backwards. That's the 2-minute warning in what has been a defensive battle. The Lions hoping to break this tie before the half. They've held them out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Goff setting to throw. Touchdown, Detroit. A second touchdown through the air for Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
1 touchdown, you just might be right time, right place, but 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separation to the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. No return here. This kick's going to wind up as a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Some early movement on the left side there, but was he the first to go, or was he provoked? They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. Now a shotgun handoff to Miller. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. 2nd and 8. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Straight ahead, here's Miller. And this one doesn't go far. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. We're going for this. Throw is caught by the back. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's an 8-yard gain. What a great call on 4th down. It keeps this drive moving. 1st and 10 from the 41. Looking to throw, Rattler. Has him on the quick hitter. On the move, past the 40. Excellent pickup to move the chains. 36 yards in the end. The Saints calling for a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Rattler. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. We have a timeout here. Second one taken by New Orleans. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Trying again, following the sack. This finds Austin, complete. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Tackled by Jack Campbell. Driving dire straits, it's 3rd and 9. Rattler setting to throw. Incomplete pass, and we're down to 12 seconds remaining. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that brings up 4th and long.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later. You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here. But they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, well, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with a high percentage made.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. Running back sent in motion. Looking to throw. Connects on the crosser.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
One last play before the break. Throwing it just before halftime. He's going deep. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Huard with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Oh, he lost the football. And it bounces out of bounds for the touchback. So no harm, no foul. First and 10 now from the 30. Hand off here for Miller. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Working quickly here. From the 36. Hits him on the out route. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. That's good for 7 yards. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. They give to Kamara, left side. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Give on second to Kamara. And he fought the good fight there just to make it back to the line. Offense up to the line fast. Throw on 3rd down. Catch made by Austin. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Running behind center with Kamara. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
And they stop him after a good run that takes him down inside the 40. Offense in the hurry up here. Shotgun now on third down. Got his target. It's Hill. And he gets this forward to the 19. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Saints are going to have a first down. On the give, it's Miller. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Working quickly here. From the 17. Escapes out to the left. Now he takes it. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Running left. This is Kamara. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. They'll run with Kamara. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Offense up to the line fast. Changing things up. They're going to throw now. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that brings up 3rd and goal.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
He'll throw it. Looking touchdown, but can't connect. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that forces them to 4th and goal.
I think you're seeing why they like this guy in coverage, man. He reacts well to throws and is so adept in breaking up passes right through contact or before they ever reach the target. I bet you, Kate, if we were down there right in his mind, as that ball sailed good through the uprights, his mind was already thinking about the next one. If this score holds and he gets another opportunity, well, the game could be on the line with that one.
Reynolds with a return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing is gone. It's taken in by Williams. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Running left, it's Montgomery. And they stop him after a good run that takes him down inside the 40. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Detroit. Lions clinging to a 1-point lead. 2nd and 3 now. They'll run again with Montgomery. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Looking to throw. And he didn't get enough into that throw. That's low and incomplete, so they're going to be facing 4th down coming up.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, Coaches know, got to execute and convert on these third downs.
He finds him beyond the marker. That's a gain of 10, and staring at a turnover on downs, Brock, they pick up the first instead. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
This is Montgomery. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he has this one down to the 8-yard line.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Staying on the ground with Montgomery. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
That one splits the uprights. And the Lions grow their lead to 8. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Oh, no, the football's out. Oh, no, and it bounces out of their own end zone. That's going to be a safety.
You know, those defensive guys, they will tell you that the sideline's their best friend, right? A lot of these routes are trying to push the receivers and move the real estate. Sometimes the sidelines could be an offensive player's best friend when that ball bounces harmlessly out of bounds.
Completes this one to Hill. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
Back to throw. This one's taken in by Hill. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. The Saints calling for a timeout. They're first. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. He'll look to throw it. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. Now to throw. Coverman is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. As soon as he realized the pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
From the gun, a give to Miller. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. We have a timeout here. 2nd one taken by New Orleans. Offense to the line for first down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. It's caught left side by Hill. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. The Saints call their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. They need the end zone here. They've got 4 chances at it. This is 1st and goal. Setting up to pass. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. And he's out and clear. Hits the 20. Thrown at the depth where linebackers coming to play in coverage, partner, and sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
You say that. You know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk and could do some serious damage.
So in Motor City, it's a home win for the Lions. They did their part, Brock, defending the home field, using that advantage to secure the victory. We know home field advantage is a real thing. And the crowd, they did their part too, adding to... You can almost hear the noise coming from the nearby French Quarter, and they're being just as loud inside Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans.
Working to kick off for the Saints.
Blake Grupe out and ready to send this away. And here we go from New Orleans. And he mishit this one badly. It's out of bounds short of the 40, and they're going to take over at that spot. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Man in motion out of the slot. First down, here's Lamar. And the connection not quite there yet on his opening throw of the game. No luck finding his receiver that time. And it's going to be 2nd down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
2nd and 10 now. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
And he must have overlooked the linebacker there because he was right in the way to swat it away and bring out the incompletion. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And 4th and 4 coming up. Lamar throwing again. He connects downfield on 4. He does it. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens take a 6-0 lead right away. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Let's go. Fight, quick. Check, huh?
This is Alvin Kamara with it. He's contained at the line for no gain. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Rattler to the air now. On the move, headed right. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. Rattler back to throw. Catch made by Alvin Kamara. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready.
Now an inside handoff to Miller. And he's tackled with a first down yardage. Offense in the hurry up here. Here's Rattler. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints finish off their opening drive. I think we actually saw him call it early there, Brock. He made that throw, and then he signaled it was gonna be a touchdown. Like a guy calling it before his three-pointer goes through the net.
Oh, you mean like Larry Legend Bird in the three-point shooting contest in the 80s?
Well, maybe like a Tyrese Maxey. Whatever.
The kids aren't alive, I get it. And they weren't alive in the 80s. They didn't see Larry Legend do it, but he did. And he anticipated, just like the quarterback.
Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. From his own end zone, here we go. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson gets this one to Andrews. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
All right, here we go. Second down. Lamar now from the gun. He lofts it deep left. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
That was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Jackson now on third. That's taken in by Henry. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. Back at beginning of the second quarter, Ravens in possession. They'll have 2nd and 7 to deal with. Sending the tight end in motion left. Lamar off the play fake. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
First down throw for Jackson. Getting out to his left. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens take a second quarter lead. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. That one not easy, Brock. Threading the needle there. There was a lot of traffic in the end zone, but he found his man.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised decision, but when you give your receiver a chance, that's what they love. And sometimes you just have to trust your guys are better than theirs.
Tucker on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Rattler setting to throw. He's throwing deep to the left side. He's got it deep downfield. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed.
And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Saints can tie it up in a second after cutting into the lead. Groupie to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints tie things up at 14. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Now Jackson off the play action. He lets one fly deep downfield. Taking the deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Throwing again is Lamar. Flush down out to his left. Cut out left. And they can't jump to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset? Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's Lamar. He'll get this to Henry. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down. Working inside the red zone. Rolling left, buying some time. Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And again, it's Jackson. Escapes the pocket. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens get some late points and the lead. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
Tucker able to tack on the extra point. And the Ravens break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Rattler. Vacates quickly left side. Ooh, look at this, here he goes. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
Now Rattler. He puts some power on a deep one left. He's got it inside the 25. And he'll go down here at the 16. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. Miller with it. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Timeout called by the offense, and with another timeout available, they could actually get another 2 plays if they work quick. Throwing is Rattler. And he brings it in for a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints earn the chance to tie it before halftime. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups, and when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
That one right down the middle. And the Saints tie this game at 21. Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And this one bounces into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback out to the 20. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. A tight end in motion now. A final throw before the break. Launches one deep downfield. They connect on the deep shot. And somehow they've reached the end zone with no time remaining in the half. And that, Brock, I know you're keeping track, but just in case our audience isn't, his 4th first-half passing touchdown. At the pace he's on, this would be a new record if he has a second half to match this one. Tucker on for the extra point. And his kick is good. What an ending to our opening half as they take the lead. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Huard, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. Coverage team gets him down to the 26-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Rattler. He's going to push one deep down the right. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So that brings up 2nd down. Handoff headed right, Kamara. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Working quickly here. They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he takes this one down to the 10 before hitting that sideline. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
That's good for our Saints.
Throwing now from the gun. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. It's 2nd and goal. Now a shotgun handoff to Miller. And he drives this forward to the 6. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
4 yards on the pickup. It's now 3rd and goal.
From the gun on 3rd down. He's got it. And a massive hit near the goal line to keep him out of the end zone.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it, it's going in the hole.
And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Groupie to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Saints tie us up 28-all. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now here's Lamar. Dumped off to his running back. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. On 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
This is Henry on 2nd. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the 1st down that comes with it. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Escapes out to the left. Complete over the middle. And he didn't get much time to secure it as he takes a shot. Good job to even hang on through that catch there. We're still tied through 3 here. Neither defense has given an inch in this one. It's been a thrilling game, an absolute barn burner that is shockingly still tied as we get set for the 4th. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 37. Getting out to his left. Put the body on the line for his team. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore. We give to Henry on the inside handoff. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Running once more with Henry. And they'll hold him up after a short carry to the 44. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down. Back to throw it. Flush down out to his left. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Looking to throw. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. Alontae Taylor has it. And the Saints are stopped on the return just shy of their own 35. The 4th down call ends in a defensive highlight as he picks up the throw and gets his guys off the field.
You know, one way or another, it looked like they were going to get off the field that time, but it's so much sweeter as a defense to run off that field holding the ball. So many defensive coaches in this league preach it. It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Not only the energy you create on your side, but that little seed of doubt you put in the quarterback's mind the next time he goes out to throw it.
At the 31-yard line.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Rattler back to throw. He lays out over the middle to bring that one in. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
He'll look to throw it. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. This is brought in at the 15. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints jump in front late. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. They grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal. But you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
That one splits the uprights. And the Saints break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Chooses to bring this one out. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Finding Flowers. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. They're set up at the 35 now. Here he is to throw. Rolling left, buying some time. He'll get this to Henry. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. So that's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Back to throw. Buying some time left. He can run it. And he's out of bounds past midfield. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Ravens first down. Lamar now from the gun. Flushed out of the pocket. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
Trying to push it deep downfield. And that one hits the ground incomplete. A single second left now on the clock. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So it's a win for the Saints. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for my partner Brock Huard and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a win for the Saints as we say so long from New Orleans.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Crescent City of New Orleans. and the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints. The kicker, Daniel Carlson, has this one teed up. And off we go from the Superdome. This taken in at the 8-yard line. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there.
The Saints take over first and 10 at the Raiders' 45-yard line.
Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. Ready?
First carry now for Alvin Kamara. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 11. And the Saints, first down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Red, yellow. Set.
Throwing is Rattler. To the left side, in the hands of Hill. Two nice play calls here to kick off the drive. 15 more on that one.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Blue check. Ready, ready, ready.
Here's Kamara.
Well, this is something we don't see every day, Mike. A team playing with a traditional I formation fullback. It's kind of a lost art in today's modern game, but in this case, highly effective. Great job by the fullback clearing out the path for his running back.
And he will get into the end zone. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, New Orleans. And that is the way to start a game. Not just score, but, Greg, score quickly. A nice opening drive for the first 6 points.
Well, it seems like the hour spent on that opening game script was time well spent. I mean, to take the ball right down the field that quickly, right out of the gates, that's a pretty good opening drive in an early 6 points.
Blake Grupe comes on for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Saints will take a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. We'll get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. Here's Ritter to throw on the first play. Now he'll air one out. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 78 yards. Touchdown, Vegas. So Ritter will bring them to the line for this 2-point attempt. They'll look to throw. That's going to be caught in the end zone. And they take the lead by 1. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. They'll return this from the 11. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. first and 10. On the ground, this is Kendre Miller. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Second down and 3.
Brings up second and 3.
To throw, it's Rattler. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
He's got his man. It's Hill. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
A run out of the gun. It's Miller. Powerful running there, stiff-arming his way for a gain of 6.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Rattler now back to throw. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing.
I hope we all appreciate just how difficult it is to throw the ball that well while on the run. And the way they teach it, Mike, is kind of cool. They actually teach the quarterback to disconnect your upper body from your lower body. Just keep your feet moving, and however your arm times up, just let it rip. And he does it about as well as you can ask.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. It's the Raiders with the early lead. More from New Orleans after this.
Here we go. Here we go.
On first down, they'll stay with Kamara on the ground. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4.
Brings up second and 4.
Here's Rattler. To the outside, complete. It's Wilson. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. It'll be a run out of the gun with Kamara. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard. Shaheed in motion. Throwing now is Rattler.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8.
Come on, set. Ready?
Looking to throw, Rattler. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get to the backfield and bring it down. And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
A good return as he takes it across the 30. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Back to throw. Ritter. Crushed. It's incomplete. He did get the pass off, but he got drilled before he let it go. Try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Ritter. And that is incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. They'll try to throw for it with Ritter. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field.
And I think there's certain times, Mike, throughout the game that call for a very aggressive style of play. I'm just not quite sure if this was one of those situations, but I guess we'll see how it plays out throughout the rest of the game.
Here we go. Ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Miller. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
It's a gain of 16 yards. And the Saints, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Now Rattler gonna throw. And he's gonna have to eat this one as down he goes.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the rough sequence.
It's a building that's meant so much to the city of New Orleans and all of its residents over the years. And our coverage of the NFL has brought us to it, Caesars Superdome. Ball teed up. Austin Seibert out for the kick. And we're underway in Caesar Superdome. Looking up towards the dome. Can't bring it in clean. And normally that equals disaster, but it gets out of bounds and ends in a touchback. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Looking to throw right away. Forced out to his right. Right off the rip, he's throwing deep. Well, they took their shot immediately. Would have been cool if they connected, but no luck. 2nd down. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Kamara now on 1st and 10. That one goes for 25 yards. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
Play action on 1st down. He's throwing deep to the left side. And oh, he got it! Interception! Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, it's intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100-plus yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion.
And that's good for a gain of 5. Making the stop that time, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Offense to the line for 2nd down. From the gun, it's Daniels. That's complete to Zach Ertz. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
And this one gets up to the 14-yard line before he's stopped. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Robinson. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. Got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
They read that screen perfectly. Interception! Kool-Aid McKinstry has the INT. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. Well, that certainly wasn't the end result he was after there, Brock. A big play to start the scoring, but we can definitely say this was not his intention, letting that pass go.
No, a lot of game left, though, and that's a positive. And you know what? He's going to have a chance to totally redeem himself after that one.
That one right down the middle. And the Saints will jump out to a 7-0 lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Here's a return from the 7. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Daniels coming back after that pick. Right away they get to him again. It's intercepted. Alontae Taylor has it. And the Saints take possession of the football. Oh my goodness, Brock. I don't think I've ever seen this back-to-back plays, and we've got back-to-back interceptions.
And I would be stunned here, Kate, floored, if we saw a third in a row right here. It might be the time to remind both of these offensive coordinators, you can run the ball, because these secondaries are locked in.
Jackrabbit.
He gets him 7 yards, and that brings an end to our first quarter. And we're back for the second quarter. Saints in possession of the football. They have it second down, well inside of field goal range. They give to Kamara, left side. Now, this didn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. It was Mike Saylor still on that stop.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up third down and 10.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Escapes the pocket. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. This one goes for 3 yards. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
Trust. Kate, it is such a big part of playing the quarterback position. Yeah, you got to trust you can make the right reads in the passing game, but sometimes these little runs that just get that first down, it gains further equity, further trust with your play caller, and most importantly, gives you a first down.
And he brings it in for a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. That eye for the end zone. It's part of the reason they brought him in, right, Brock? And he definitely didn't look like a rookie on that one.
No, not at all. Looked like a seasoned pro right there.
Yeah, he definitely did. And that's got to be the exact type of play that they were hoping to see out of him here in year one.
Yeah, you're really looking, Kate, for all the signs for a rookie quarterback that he has what it takes to succeed at this level. And that was an NFL throw.
That one splits the uprights. And the Saints double their lead to 14. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Play fake here. Daniels bails out of the pocket quick. He tucks it and takes off. He doesn't slide down and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Out of the gun, Daniels. He's on the move. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
3rd and short, Daniels. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. And he'll get it up to the 44. It's enough for a first down. Nice find by the rookie quarterback from LSU. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from the Superdome. It's the Commanders. With it, 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff now to Eckler.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
From the 47. That's complete. Here's Austin Eckler. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Chased out to his right. And the man is there to knock that away.
You know, that is so hard to do. It's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
Again, Daniels to the air. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he lost the football. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
There are so many fundamental details play the quarterback position, especially in the pocket. But you get loose, you make a nice little run, you get in the open field, you gotta have the fundamentals to tuck that ball away. QB doesn't, defender knocks it out. Huge turn of events.
The Saints calling for a timeout. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Here we go. Set. Line open. Set.
From the 37. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. But still plenty of options left on 3rd and short. Throwing from the gun. He puts some power on a deep one left. This is caught inside the 15. And he flips the field for that before being taken down.
If only every completion could get that kind of result. That's good enough to knock a defense flat on its back.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Escapes out to the left. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. The Saints call their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
Yeah, we hear about it all the time. A short memory, right? We hear about it with quarterbacks a lot, Kate, when they make a mistake. But it works the same way for a defense, a whole position group. You have got to flush that big play, come back and play the next play, and boy, did the defense do it there.
And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Huard with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. Starting from the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Daniels now. Getting out to his left. That's low and bounces short of his man. Not on the same page with his tight end. And it sets up 2nd down. Daniels. They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a 1st.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. Down the sideline inside the 40. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
They had the 1st down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Oh, look at this. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from the first snap through this second half. There have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
4th and 3, drive on the line. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. He's got it to his running back. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. How about 19 yards on 4th down, and the call to go for it pays off considerably. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. 1st down from the red zone. Buys time, rolling right. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open or risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
Now Daniels to throw. We've got a screen to the running back. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
Okay, I'm going to call that, even though it looks like nothing on the stat sheet, a win-win for both sides. The defense, well, they rally. They get right to that throw in the flat for a no gain. The offense, they just remind that defense, you not only got to cover us vertically, but we're going to stretch you horizontally as well.
Flush down out to his left. The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
Oh, those linebackers. Those linebackers. They seem to be in the thick of every play and some of the quickest reaction times out there. He needed a quick reaction there to get a finger on the throw. It changed its direction.
3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Daniels back to throw. And that is caught. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
That one right down the middle. And the Commanders chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. From his own end zone, here we go. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Miller. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. Second and 4. Rolling left, buying some time. Wilson's got it. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Marshawn Lattimore up from the secondary for the stop. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. The Saints have it with a lead. Not a big one, though, trying to carry it through. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. He's back to throw. He finds Johnson. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Now Rattler. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And the Saints are going to have a first down. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play.
Let's go. Ready.
Running left, this is Kamara. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Offense up to the line fast.
No gain on the play.
Second and 10 now.
At the 22-yard line.
Catch made by Alvin Kamara. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Saints feeling lucky with a 7-point lead. They'll come up first and 10.
Yellow, line. Here we go. Ready.
Running right, it's Kamara. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Come on, set. Field blue. Field black. Set.
Looking to throw. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. A close game is going to stay close, Brock, so long as plays like that are being made in big situations.
Yeah, in these tight games, you got to have your defense making plays just like that in the red zone. Here we got a defender in particular coming through with a big hit to keep points off the board. And hope still remains in the building, Kate. Not a 2-score game. In fact, a make there, well, it could have been the death knell. But the miss, you just see it breathes some new life into the opposing sideline.
He'll look to throw it. He's on the move. Ooh, look at this. Here he goes. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right. And even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
Setting up to pass. Escapes the pocket. He's calling his own number again. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that first down anyway.
He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates now as a receiver in the open field.
On the move, headed right. And Willie, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. To throw. Rolling out to his left. Brought in along the sideline. Just need an official ruling, and they say catch. Great play. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be good for a Washington first. Here he is to throw. Able to find Ertz. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Commanders will have a first. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Back to throw. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. Final timeout taken by the Commanders. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. Again, Daniels to the air. Forced out to his right. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. So the incompletion on first. Here's 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Daniels. Vacates quickly left side. And they pull it off. A touchdown catch in the final moments. And now overtime or a win right here are on the table. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
So this kick now to force overtime. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the 4th. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flying. He's going to field this at the 2. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
Hey, maybe in the end this return just gets lost in the shuffle when we recap things, Kate. But you surrender a lead in the 4th quarter and you feel that momentum being lost. That's exactly what excellent special teams do. They turn it around. It's why that 3rd phase is coached and coached and coached, because you never know when your opportunity may arise. What a great return to begin this drive.
That's going to do it for regulation, so some bonus football in store for all those fans in the stands. We're headed for overtime. Got to block that missed kick from their minds and refocus. Still a win to be had as overtime has begun. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. What a hit, and the ball's loose. And he dodged a turnover there on the return.
You know, awareness, Kate, is one of the best skills anyone on the return team can possess. And normally it's just for hitting blocks and clearing a lane and doing their job. But there it was recognizing the fumble and locating it quickly to save the possession.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. First throw of overtime now. This is reeled in by Kamara. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. From the 33 on 2nd down. Gets this one to Shaheed. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 41. Now a run with Kamara. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Oh, it put some heat on this deep. Oh, big interception here. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Commanders surprise them with the interception and now have a chance to win this game. You want that ball first in OT, Brock. You get the chance to control your own destiny. But what a stunning turn of events now as that interception gives this team a chance to win it all right here.
That just can't happen. I mean, offensively, that just can't happen. But defensively, I know exactly what those defenders are saying as they're running off the field. Okay, now's your time. Go finish this pick, go win this game, and let's go celebrate in that locker room.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be good for a Washington first. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Daniels on first down. Chased out to his right. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Looking for the back that time. So it's second down coming up.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
Escapes out to the left. He's going to keep it this time. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. So now here's 3rd and 5. And they fake the spike. They're going to throw it. They'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Now they send their back in motion right. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. He gets a half dozen on the carry. That's also going to bring up 3rd and 6.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
Looking to throw it. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped.
That's the end of another overtime, with the score still tied.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Man in motion here. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
I can promise you, that's not what it looked like on the practice field, nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Option play. Here's a give to Eckler. And he's brought down for a loss.
Good defense tackles in this league, Kate. You can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they step the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. A little touch pass here, trying to move the chains. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the first. It's a gain of 7. Now they've got some options here on 4th down.
That's just a good play to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense guessing. The execution, that's pretty well done too, creating the space for a solid pickup.
The kick is good. He got it. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage. So it's a win on the road for the Commanders. And they only needed to set him up with a shot to connect and win it with 3, and his aim was true to make it happen and put an end to this competitive ball game. So for Brock Huard, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Commanders as we say so long from New Orleans.
First opened in 1975, resurrected in 2006. We welcome you inside the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints, here in downtown New Orleans. The kicker, Blake Grupe, set to start it. And off we go from the Superdome. Cavante Turpin on the return. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. A first carry now for Rico Dowdle. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. On the play fake, Dak. Oh, intercepted on the second play of the game. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And he's going to give his offense a short field to work with as they look for their first points of the game.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike, they've got to identify what went wrong. Let's correct it so we're able to move forward.
They're going to go right back to Kamara. And he's into the end zone. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown Saints. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. They're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. On the return, here's Turpin. Now an opening past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. First and 10 now from the 36. They'll run with Dowdle. He'll get this ahead for about 3. Demario Davis there on the play. On play action, here's Dak. That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Willie Gay. We saw it earlier, the defense on the quarterback with the earlier interception. And now, Greg, not only do they pick him, they turn it into a pick 6.
And, Mike, the reality is this has just been a bad first half throwing the football. I mean, not only is it his second interception, but this time the defense gets their hands on the ball, and they're able to take it all the way back for the pick 6.
Grupe now on for the extra point. He knocks it through. The Saints move out on top, 14-0. After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Play action now. Prescott. This one downfield, complete to Cooks. Here's a carry for Dowdle. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
A corner who is not only a good tackler, Mike, but a willing tackler can be a huge asset to any defense. So often they get a bad rap. They're considered just pass defenders. They want to run around. But for a guy to be able to come up and force the run and keep this to no gain, man, that makes a big difference on any defense.
Now for the third time in the first quarter, he's been intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Alabama.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Now Rattler gonna throw. He's gonna air this one out. Looking for Hill. And he will take this one in. 75 yards. Touchdown, New Orleans. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with the pass play for 6.
After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. And this one is fielded in the end zone. Will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. On the ground, it's Dowdle. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a third down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
Now Dowdle. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. One quarter in the books. The Saints out on top. More from New Orleans after this. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. They'll stick with him again. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. They'll play action. It's Prescott. The throw on the run is complete. It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
So the offense dips into their RPO game, and the key for any defense defending it is everybody has to do their job. In this case, it's a give read, the running back gets the ball, and the defense makes a great stop on 4th down.
That's hard, and he's in. Alvin Kamara, touchdown, New Orleans. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Crescent City of New Orleans and the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints. The veteran Brandon McManus ready to kick this one off. And off we go from the Superdome. A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
Ready, ready. Smith, ready. Set,
On the ground for the first time, this is Alvin Kamara. That lane closes quickly. A pickup of 3. Xavier McKinney, the one who brings him down. They'll go again here with Kamara. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play.
A loss of 2 yards. It's 3rd and 9.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They will indeed go as they look to throw. That's incomplete. Daring call on 4th down. Does not work out. And it results in a turnover on down.
Coaches love to come out early in the game and establish a very aggressive approach. But I'm just not sure, Mike, if at this point in the game they needed to make this decision. I'm going to be very curious to see, does this come back later in the game to bite them?
A gain there of 11. 1st down, Packers.
The game will run on the play. First down, Green Bay.
Hey, continue. Smash, ultra. Set, ready.
Now the first carry of the game for Josh Jacobs. Strong.
Number 8, Josh Jacobs, the ball carrier. Out of bounds, behind the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up a second and
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. They'll run it straight ahead with Jacobs. And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
On play action, Love. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, if you're going to target him in the end zone, you better come correct, man, because this guy, he embraces those moments of one-on-one coverage when it matters the most. And
That one, taken in. Christian Watson, touchdown, Packers. Greg, I love the precision on that play. Very little time, very confined space, and they come through with the touchdown.
And it's the accuracy of the throw, Mike, that protects his receiver. Everything down here near the goal line is so condensed. You understand you're going to be thrown into tight windows, but when you trust your quarterback to protect you with the ball placement, it gives you a lot more confidence going across the middle of the field, and in this case, pays off for a touchdown.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This returnable from the 4. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here's 1st and 10.
Ball's red. Red, yellow.
Here's Rattler. First down throw there is incomplete.
I think that play probably results in a completion if that protection just holds up a little bit longer. It was that initial pressure in the face of the quarterback that forced him to get rid of that ball a little bit earlier than he wanted. Disrupts that timing, ruins the play.
He lets one go, looking for Shaheed. It'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Throwing is Rattler. A pass taken in by Miller. And they will finally run him down. So it took just 3 plays, but just like that, they have 1st and goal. Looking to throw, Rattler to the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
It goes without saying, like, you have to be smart with the ball, especially down here in the red zone. You're already in scoring position. I understand they're trying to come away with a touchdown, but at the very least, come away with 3. Worst case scenario is you turn the ball over.
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Rashid Shaheed. Touchdown, Saints. Blake Grupe comes on for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Saints will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And tough running there. He's up to the 32. Kool-Aid McKinstry up to make the tackle. A touch. Second down and 8. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's third down. From the gun, it's Love. The open man is Reed. He's got it. And he is very close to the first down, but an eyeball, he is shy of it. They say it's 4th and inches. They'll go for it. Love. He's got a man. It's Dobbs. And he's going to have a Packers first down. Quite a call there. They go for it on 4th and inches, and it's a gain of 5. And that is incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out, go up for an offensive rebound, and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
He'll push forward for about a yard. Ryan Brzee there for the tackle. 3rd and 9. They go play action with Love. He's got his man down the field. It is a big completion. 2 times they've connected on this drive now. This one for 21 yards and a first down. 2 minutes to play. First half, all tied at 7. We're back to New Orleans after this.
On the set. Let's go.
On first down, it's Love. Here's a screen taken in by Jacobs. Good pickup of 16 on that screen play, and a first down.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Green Bay.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2. A second down throw for Love. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by the rookie from Alabama. And the Saints are going to take over once again, this time at their own 8-yard line.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
To throw, it's Rattler. He lets one go, looking for Shaheed.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath. You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
Throwing now is Rattler. That's into the hands of the fullback. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop at just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. It'll be a pickup of 10. It's good for a Saints first down.
Come on, set. Strike 2. Hut, hut.
Rattler now back to throw. Off he goes.
That play had sack written all over it. So that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
Here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go, set. Go,
They put Wilson in motion.
Red, red. Green jack. Guard red. Red.
He'll look to throw. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down.
Red, yellow. Stick, mega. Hut.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in half number 1. The Saints lining up in punt formation. Out to return this for the Packers, it's Keyshawn Nixon. And he looks up, he's taken down right away. Maybe fortunate just to hold on to the ball as he was tackled immediately after hauling that one in. Off the play fake. Here's Love. This one up top for Dobbs.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. Next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He'll take a shot here. Back of the end zone. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end. All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. For the return, it's Keyshawn Nixon. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's caught downfield. Dobbs. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
First down, Packers.
Here's Jacobs. Not much. Second and long coming up.
He was brought down by DeMarco Jackson. At the end of the drive, brings up 2nd and 9. At the 33.
Now a handoff. Oh, a wrinkle. Here comes a reverse. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
Isaiah Foskey. Again, that's 18 on the play. First down, Green Bay.
They'll run the toss to Jacobs. He's going nowhere. Losing yardage on that play. So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. That's Dobbs open left side.
It's pretty evident, Mike, when a quarterback and his wide receiver are operating on the exact same page. The anticipation, the timing, the accuracy of both the route and the ball. And when they're working together like this, that's the definition of teach tape.
And beautiful footwork on display. He is in. Christian Watson. Touchdown, Green Bay. His 2nd catch of the game. And both have gone for touchdowns. McManus on for the point after. The kick is good. And the Packers will move out to a 14-7 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Drill green. Slacker, six.
Now Rattler going to throw. Going for it all. That is brought in. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. Throwing now on 1st and 10. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
It's 2nd and 8 at the Packers' 31-yard line.
They'll throw out of the gun. And try to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. Picked off by Edgerrin Cooper.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. And the big back, A.J. Dillon. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. Here's a 2nd and 9. To throw is Love. Short throw there, pulled in by Musgrave. First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a 1st down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
And he'll get this up close to a 1st down as the tackle is made right at the midfield stripe.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in him. Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
On 4th down, Love. Open is Kraft. He's got it. And he's going to have a Packers 1st down. They'll have it by a lot. It turns out to be a big gainer on 4th down. He's got it inside the 5. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Tucker Kraft. Touchdown, Packers. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
He'll start at the 4. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. They'll come up for 1st and 10.
Red, cycle. Here we go, set.
Looking to throw. Rattler. Pressure gets there. And down he goes. Here's second down.
Brings up second down.
Here's Rattler. He lets one go. Looking for Shaheed. That is hard. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25. They've got all 3 timeouts left, but need to score quick. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. That is caught downfield. It's Shaheed. And he'll take it on in. Rashid Shaheed. Touchdown, New Orleans. 2 touchdowns for him now in the afternoon. Throwing is Rattler. That is caught. And they get the 2-point conversion.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy is better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Okay, ready?
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Jacobs. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's 2nd and 9. They go play action with Love. Oh, he pumps up the football. And that was very nearly a disaster at this juncture of the game. But fortunately, a teammate able to cradle it, and they keep possession.
Well, fortunately for this quarterback, Mike, thanks to the alert play by one of his teammates, they're going to prevent this from being a turnover. It's just so hard as the quarterback. You're trying to keep your eyes downfield. You're trying to keep the plays alive. You have to feel the rush. You have to understand when that clock's going off, that ball either needs to come out or it certainly needs to be protected.
This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. From the gun, it's Love. And that is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line.
Their own 41-yard line.
On the ready?
Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Squad rank. Hut.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. A pass taken in by Miller. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. To throw, it's Rattler. This one grabbed by Austin. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
As the saying goes, Mike, you need your big-time players to make big-time plays, and the moment doesn't get bigger than this. Find yourself down. A touchdown gives you a chance to win this thing in regulation, and I think they got a shot.
Shaheed in motion. Throwing now is Rattler. That'll be caught. It's Alvin Kamara. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the first down.
When you find yourself trailing here late in the game, decision-making is critical. Not only is he able to extend the drive by picking up the first down with his legs, great job by the quarterback understanding, get out of bounds, stop the clock, save as much time as possible as they try to make a comeback.
So, it's a win here for the visiting Packers. They're able to get the job done in front of a hostile crowd as they come away with the victory. So, that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.